In today's episode, you will rediscover what pride, identity, and community truly means. Hey, this is Steph, and welcome to the Together Moving Forward podcast. A podcast helping 2S LGBTQI plus people embrace self love and self respect so you can celebrate yourself with pride. In today's episode, you'll walk away with a deeper understanding of how revisiting your past strengthens your 2S LGBTQI plus identity today, the power of community support when navigating pride, healing, and transformation, a renewed sense of belonging and inspiration to live your truth with confidence. Today's conversation is about reconnecting with the episode that set everything in motion and rediscovering what pride, identity, and community truly means. Hello again, I'm Steph Vachon, and I am a human being. Welcome back to the Together Moving Forward podcast. Embrace your 2S LGBTQI plus identity with pride through self-love. No matter where you stand in the 2S LGBTQI plus spectrum, we are all connected. And if you ever struggle to fully love and respect yourself, you're not alone. And this podcast is here to help you. As someone who has navigated my own journey of self acceptance as a queer, I know the power of hearing voices that reflect our own experiences. In this podcast, you'll hear real stories and conversations that leave you with practical tools, fresh perspectives, and the confidence to embrace who you are with pride. To start, I need to say that I'm not a psychologist, a specialist, or someone with a college degree. I'm just a regular guy here to share with all of you and support each other. I will share my journey, and we will all share journeys together. We'll learn from each other how to move forward. Today, we're going back in time. 2025 was an incredible year for me. I decided to get back on my skates and compete again in Masters figure skating competitions. After being completely away from it for 15 years, I launched this podcast, and what a journey it has been. Honestly, a beautiful, life changing one. I wanted to revisit my very first guest and my very first interview because it means so much to me. It was my first time ever interviewing someone, and honestly, I was jumping off a cliff without really knowing what I was doing. I just knew deep in my gut that I had to start this project. I don't even know where to begin, and I'll try to keep this short. But working on this podcast has already helped me so much in my healing process and my personal growth. It gave me the chance to meet so many incredible people dedicated to our beautiful 2S LGBTQI plus community. And it made me feel so much closer to all of you. It reminded me how much I had been missing that part of my life. Minjun is such a powerful example of who we are as a community, how we show up, support each other, and lift each other up. Since our interview, a lot has changed in Minjun's life. She has agreed that I can share this with you. She is now in transition and uses she, her pronouns. I won't say more for now because she will be back on the podcast in 2026 when she's ready. Minjun is the perfect reminder that identity can grow and evolve as we do, as we learn, heal, and discover deeper parts of ourselves. Minjun, I can't wait to have you back on the podcast. I'm so proud of you, always. I'll always be here for you. My home is always open and welcoming anytime, for as long as you need. All right, without any more waiting, let's go back to this first powerful episode. You'll understand why it means so much to me and why I chose it as the one to revisit before we dive into 2026. Okay, so here we are, everyone. So I'm here with my first guest ever to the podcast, and I'm so excited and happy to have Minjun with us because when I first started, while thinking about doing the podcast, like I said in the intro, the first person I thought of having as a guest was you right away. Because, well, first because I've known you for quite a while, and I think I want you to be talking about this. And I've seen you grow up. I've seen you transform in who you truly are. So I thought you're like the perfect example for me and for all of us to be our first guest. So thank you so much to be here.
Thank you for having me, actually.
This is like so exciting because you're my first guest too. And I'm like, ah, finally, we're going at it. Okay. Just to start with, tell us a little, just briefly about you. And is there a part that you would like to highlight?
So for me, I think the journey between us, me and Steph, basically started like a really, really long time ago. I'm not entirely sure at what age like I met you. I think like
Eight or I would think 8 or 9 years
I
old
think
or
yeah, like 8 or 9.
yeah.
We've known each other for all of these years. So basically, we met in 2009.
And how old are you now?
I'm 23. I remember us meeting for the first time, and for me, it was kind of weird because growing up figure skating, all of my coaches, well, my previous first coach was a female skater. So for me, seeing another man on ice was like very inspiring. And then I think we just grew very, very close actually.
Very quickly, if I can
Very
add.
yeah,
Yeah.
very quickly. I looked up to you a lot. It was just very comforting. And I think over the years I saw Steph as like a father figure, also my mom figure because my parents were very absent in most of my life except when it came to like skating and stuff, my mom was very involved, but either way I would spend much of like most of my time with my skating coaches,
Mhm.
and most of them would be with Steph. So I'm very grateful. Like I think you're gonna be my forever non-related father.
Oh, and we don't see each other enough. We have to start seeing each other a little bit. I know, like you're growing up and you're doing your own thing,
Yeah.
but anyway, and I want to say how we like the first time I saw you, and it's so clear still. I was coming to go coach, and I'm going to the boards, and then I see this little Asian boy just going at it like, and I just went, "Oh my god, who is he?" Right away, like so talented, just like a little energy ball on the ice, you know. And we don't see that a lot. And right away, I'm like, "My god, this is going to be amazing, like an amazing journey." You are one of the reason why I stayed into coaching that long, and I kept going too because it was so empowering to always go give you lessons because you actually reminded me of little Steph a lot. You know, driven, and you knew exactly what you wanted to be, you knew where you wanted to go. And there was not 1 second where that you stopped. You know, it was always like, okay, let's go, and let's do it more. And how I never had once to tell you, go practice. You knew exactly what you wanted to be. And that reminded me so much of when I was a young boy. So I think this is why we also connected so much right away. And those are really good qualities when you're young to know what you want and work for it and be so determined to go and get it. So it was always so wonderful to coach you and be a part of this. So thank you very much. Let's move on with how was your childhood and how did it impact your life until now?
My childhood was a bit non-existent. First of all, like my parents were very strict at home. It's always like education and also putting myself in something more professional. I know for a fact that my first choice, my parents wanted me to start ice hockey, but I definitely was not. I was not that type of person.
I can
I
relate.
watched yeah, I watched figure skating on TV a lot, and I think I nagged my mom a lot. I was like about 3 years old. Figure skating kind of started for me really young. So at the age of 3, I started figure skating, and then for years it was always school, and then you go skating, and then come back home.
I
Also,
remember that you were talking to me once about your relationship with your parents, how you felt like you had to be the adult one. you want to
Yeah.
talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. So, I mean, growing up with my parents, in an Asian household, most kids have to grow up really fast. We're very independent. If anything, I kind of parented my parents, which sounds wrong, but like they are who they are now because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they weren't very educated much on Canadian values or anything outside of Asia, basically. They're very strict on their own values.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I had to educate them on, like, hey, this is how Western people live, and this is how Western people think. You might have to adapt to this new society because the world's not going to be revolving around you anymore.
Mm-hmm. And how was your relationship with your parents? Like, were you close to them? How did they treat you as a young boy? Maybe, with figure skating and maybe not coming out yet, but how was that?
My parents knew from a very young age that I was a bit different. They did try to like, hey, you have to be a certain way. Like, don't act this way, don't act that way. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be more boyish, or they also put a lot of pressure on me. So I would say growing up, I wasn't really close to my parents. I felt like I felt more like I'm living under their roof, but like I have to do my part in order to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wasn't very close to any one of them, but growing up, I was definitely closer to my mom. My dad, on the other hand, we've had a very negative relationship ever since I was born, basically. I still don't really know about him till this day.
I remember your mom being there all the time. She was
Yeah,
with skating. She was involved. But
yeah.
at some point, how did she treat you?
Before I came out, I know she was very strict. Like I said, she told me how to act in front of people, how to act with family. And the moment that big reveal came out, I first of all, it wasn't by choice. I was actually outed by a cousin that I don't really associate with anymore.
Mhm,
He basically, as a young naive kid that didn't really know how social media can fly across a whole family
mhm,
very easily.
and quickly, yeah.
I did my first coming out video on YouTube, and I made it very public that
Mhm,
my family wasn't very supportive, they weren't very educated, and how I felt very stressed out, the fact that I was a gay child living in this Asian household. And then that got out to my mom, and then she sat me down and she was like, "This is a joke, right?" And then I had to like, "No, mom, like, this is how I am." And despite that fact, like I'm still going to school, I'm still focusing on my studies, I'm still skating, like
mhm.
nothing has changed. But I remember that day very clearly. She was like, "Oh God, like this can't be happening. How can you give me a one single child and he's already
Ah,
like
oh, yeah.
mentally challenged?" Or like the words she said that day were very hurtful. Definitely not what a mother should be saying.
Mhm.
She really told me like, "Hey, I'm gonna put you in a mental institute. We're gonna reconvert you into a heterosexual man." She took away my phone, she took away
Oh,
internet.
yeah, yeah. Mhm,
I had no PC, no TV, no television at all. It was silent treatment for a whole week. And then I just lied to her like, "Hey, I guess I like girls now. I'm heterosexual. Give me my phone back. Give me everything back." But obviously, I never changed. I just kept it very secretive, and
mhm.
I only shared it with close friends. I never ever talked to my family ever again because not only was I felt like I was made to feel ashamed.
Mhm.
A lot of my family members also call my mom specifically, and they were like, "Is it true? What happened?" Like,
What happened?
I never thought this was gonna happen, and then I was like, okay, this is too nosy. This is too much. And at that time, I was 14. So,
Okay, I was just gonna ask you because I'm trying to remember when.
mm,
So you were 14 already. Okay. See, I
yeah,
didn't know that. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. There was someone that mentioned it to me. And then she said, I can't believe he's doing that now. His parents are going to treat him bad. And I snapped really bad and I went like viral upset. And I said, you don't know what you're talking about. This is about him finally just wanting to be himself. And you're there judging how he's going to be doing it. Then after that, so you kind of said you were back to being in the closet. Next, how did that go first? And how long did you act that way? And what happened that you came out again, kind of? And
I feel like I was really tiptoeing on eggshells. I feel like any wrong any wrong move, any wrong act, any wrong speech, any wrong anything, right? I feel like I would have been disowned. That's at that point. It was very stressful. I mean, I was a kid. Like,
mm-hmm,
I don't think any kid should be going through that. No, certainly not in 2025. It wasn't healthy. I mean, I didn't know at that point what depression was, but I'm pretty sure I was a depressed kid.
mm-hmm,
Uh, my mom would snap these really snarky remarks like, "Oh, the way you're dressing is very faggot." Um,
mm-hmm,
the clothes I was wearing from head to toe had to be a certain way. It had to be something she would buy, something that she likes. So whatever I like didn't matter at that point. Also, the toys or like the games that I had, I grew up loving Barbies. I think I probably watched all of them. My mom was weirded out, but she kept buying the Barbies. She was like, "Oh, like maybe he'll grow out of it." I really wanted to watch I think it was called like Polly Pockets. It was like this animation made for like really young girls. It was like this blonde girl with like a ponytail. She was living in this like perfect like world where she's like super popular. I really wanted to get into it. So I grabbed the DVD and I was like, "Mom, can I please get this movie cuz I really want to watch it." And then she was like, "You know what? No. Like you've been watching too much Barbie. You should be watching something else like Star Wars or like Transformers." And I was like, that's not what I like. I
uh-huh.
really want to watch the show. And then she snatched the DVD and then she put it back and she was like, "No is no." And I was like, "Please, like I've been super good. My grades have been like good. Like I've been acting like fine. Typical Asian mom. Wait till we get home."
Ooh,
I didn't have that good of a teenage year experience. And then at 16 I went back to you actually because I was like, "Hey, things at home are not great." She keeps making these remarks like, "Hey, you look like a faggot today." And like it hurt me a lot. And
of course.
at that age I developed this mentality, this maturity, like, you know what, this should not be happening anymore. Like
Mm-hmm,
I am her only son, only child,
mm-hmm,
like blood related. Like I was born from this woman. And the
mm-hmm,
fact that she's treating me this way is not acceptable. All I wanted was really a good relationship with my own mom.
mm-hmm,
I wanted to, like go shopping. Like maybe we should go buy makeup together or buy clothes together or like, have a mom and
yeah.
son trip, like a girlies trip, right? That's what I dreamed of. And that never happened because of her wanting a normal heterosexual son.
Mm-hmm.
As because homosexuality was not normal to Asian culture. So then I think I sat down with you and I think I cried
Well,
a lot.
before we sat down, if I can interrupt you. Well,
Yeah.
first, I remember your skating going weird.
Oh yeah.
First, because you were so talented and so already and incredible. You were at the national level, you're being on top, and but then you were like roller coaster. And there was days you were just so perfect, and then but I would see other days like struggling so much, and you could see your face was not, you were not feeling happy. And of course, I could see it in your skating.
Mhm.
And then that day, we're going to talk about, I was coaching, and then there's an older skater that came to me. She said, Steph, come in the dressing room right now. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Okay, is he sick? Like, what's going on? And she's like, no, come in right now. And this is when I went in the dressing room, and then you started really confessing how you were feeling and what was going on. The anger that I felt that just came into me, it was like, okay, when is your mom coming? And it was like, she's coming to pick me up later. I said, you stay here. I went to tell all the other fellow coaches I was coaching with, I'm out. I'm going to take care of something right now. And your mom got to the rink, and then we went into the lobby, and I was prepared. I was prepared because with everything you were telling me, how you felt so unworthy and depressed, and you shared with me things that I was like, oh my God, this brought me back to my childhood, exactly how I felt in a way. And I want to thank you for this because you gave me a chance. It helped me heal because at the same time, I'm like, I'm gonna do something which nobody did for me ever, because nobody ever heard me and listened to what I had to say. And I had to go through alone. And I'm like, this is not gonna happen for him. I'm gonna do something, and right now. So, and I knew in a way that I don't know why, but I felt that your mom would turn around and change and do something about it. I don't know why I knew it. And then I knew that she was tough and she could take what I would have to tell her. So then basically we went into the lobby and we all sat, the three of us together. And I was trying to stay so, I felt like we were at the Olympics and I had to look calm, but say what I had to say. So I looked at your mom and I said, do you like me? And I know she loved me and she really trusted me. And she's like, oh, Steph, of course, I love you and I really respect you. I'm like, no, really, what do you think of me? And then she kept going on it. And then I looked at her and I said, you're a hypocrite. I don't know if you remember that. And her
Yeah, I
face
do.
just went like this. It was maybe harsh, but and hard, but I knew that she would take it and she would listen. And I said, what do you think of me now? As a human being and as a person, don't you care that I'm gay or, and oh, it's fine. It's all good. I respect you and I still love you and it doesn't change anything. And I said, you're a liar. How do you treat your son? What do you say to your son, your own son? And then she said, nothing. I would never say that. And this is when you just started. It was so powerful to see you just stand. You stood up and you started like just spitting out everything you had to tell her. And you were speaking Cambodian, English, French, all these three languages. And you just started spitting out what you had
Yeah.
to say in all these three languages, but I could feel, I mean, I just saw you. It was just so powerful to see you. No, you say this, you say that, you treat me like this. And she was just like, and she did listen to you. And that's something that was so nice and so good for me to see because she did listen to you and you said everything you had to say. Then I let you both do your thing. But I remember everybody looking at us in the lobby and we're just like, we're just going at it. But it was just so, it made me feel so good to see that. And then after you were all done, she stood up and then she gave you a hug and you guys held together. And that was like, it made me feel so good because I thought, well, first you were able to say what you had to say, and she was strong enough to take it and then turn around. And from what I know from what you've said is that she changed after that, right?
Oh yeah. I don't even recognize her.
Uh,
Like
mm.
the way she's acting now, like I would have never guessed she was like that before.
See, for that to me is the biggest gift I could receive. I'm happy. I'm so happy I was strong enough to, well, it was for me like it was for me too. What I did for you was for me too. This is when I started to understand, okay, when you help others, you help yourself too, because that helped me heal. And I remember coming back home and telling my husband that it was one of the best days of my life. Like it made me feel so good. And it's so nice to see that it turned around. And now how is your relationship with your mom? Like you've talked a little bit about it, but can you tell us more? Like what do you do together and all of that?
Ever since that day actually, at first it was kind of awkward because then she was like she was accepting of what happened and she was a lot more understanding, but our relationship was a bit awkward because then she was like, I feel like I just got outed for being a very mean person, and I think she was a bit angry for a bit. Definitely embarrassed. She was very embarrassed. She didn't want to show up in front of you for a while because then she felt very guilty of being the way she was. After that, we grew into this, hey, how can we work things out? Can we talk about it? So after that day, we didn't talk for a few months, I would say, about the situation, what
Okay.
happened. And then after that, I think we just sat down at the dining table. And then she was like, so tell me more about your interests. And then I told her, like, like I like makeup a lot. I do steal your makeup sometimes. You just don't know. And she was like, oh, that's why some of my stuff is missing sometimes. And, you know, we laughed it off. She became a lot more accepting of what I was wearing. If anything, she was complimenting me. She was like, oh, this really fits you well. This looks really clean. So the first year, I would say, after that second official coming out,
Mhm.
she it was more of a learning curve for her, because obviously she was never surrounded by a close family member that was part of the LGBTQ community.
Mhm.
So for her, it was like not only she had to learn how to parent a gay child, but also like learn about like what's correct to say, what's not correct to say.
That is quite
What's
amazing, like,
Yeah,
that warms my heart because for her to acknowledge first, like
yeah,
when you were saying that she was embarrassed to see me, I I was wondering after that, when is she gonna come and see me again, you know? But just
yeah.
for that and to acknowledge and then to
Mm.
start trying to get to know who you are, I think it's just amazing, and I kind of knew that she would come around. Like I don't know, I felt it. So that makes me so happy. That's so good.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It made me happy too, but for me, it was the opposite though. I felt like she could have retaliated that day, but that's from my perspective because I live with her daily. So
Yeah.
for me, I felt like she could have acted in a way where she was accepting in front of you, and then go back home and she'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like that was not true. I am never gonna accept it." That was my kind of thought in the back of my head. But the fact that she was accepting was very surprising to me.
Wow.
Um, Today, the woman she is right now is probably the best Asian mom ally to the community. If
Wow.
anything, she knows about a lot more than I do. um, she follows a lot of uh drag queens, funnily, from Asia, and she's like, "This is like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen." And then I'm like, it's a drag queen." And she's like, "Oh, I never knew. Like they look beautiful." She's very accepting. I'm very thankful for that. If anything, I think she wants to go shopping with me all the time now because I have the best makeup products and the best like skincare products. I think last time we went shopping, I recommended her a lot of makeup, and then I think she's a makeup girly now. I think she's 65 now, and she still wears makeup because of me, basically.
Okay, so we definitely have to go out for dinner, the three of us. Like,
Mhm.
I have to. That warms my heart. It's so cool. It's just so
Yeah,
cool to hear. And I haven't seen her in a long, long time, and that would be great. I think we need to do that.
I haven't seen her in a long time too.
Yeah, now that you're all grown up and you moved out. So, who inspires you, or what inspires you today?
I would say Wicked. Cried a lot during that movie. There's a lot of messages from the music in the movie itself. I was a very big fan of Wicked ever since I was young. So back in the days, my mom would take me traveling a lot, and we went to actually Wicked, the live performance. And at that time, I didn't really understand the meaning because I was very young. So I still really loved the show. Recently, I went to watch Wicked in the theaters, and the message that was in the song, specifically Defying Gravity, stuck to me a lot because it's like the message behind it means if you're so different, why are you so scared of defying the norm?
Mm,
And I really loved it, and also the way Elphaba, which is Cynthia, essentially the actress, sang it was so emotional, very raw. I would say right now, who inspires me the most would be Cynthia. Ever since that movie, I just replay that song a lot in my head.
I would have one last question to ask you, and it would be, what would you want our listeners to take away from this episode?
So we're in 2025. People should learn to love each other, respect each other, also educate yourselves on the community. We're all human beings and we all just wish to be loved. Let's not create more hate that there is already in the world. I think the world is already a very difficult place to be living in at the moment. There's a lot of things happening right now. We don't need extra hate
Mm,
on anyone else. We're all human beings. We've all evolved the same way. We're all born from the same genetics. We're all born from the same DNA. Each person has a different DNA, but that doesn't mean we're not human as a whole. Be kind to each other. Yeah, educate yourself because there's always a learning curve today, tomorrow, next week, next year, next decade. We have a long way to go. And for our community itself, you could be saying something so harsh to someone and that could end someone's life. And we definitely don't want that for anyone because I've been there and I definitely do not wish anyone else to be living through that because I didn't get the help that I wanted until very late. But I am here today, which is what matters.
we're gonna go already. Um, I am so thankful and happy you were my first guest. I think well, you look awesome. You look like you feel awesome. It's really nice to see. I think there's a really, really strong message that you're sending to everyone here. And we have to get together soon.
Yes.
And we have to call mommy and do something together and tell her that I'm not mad at her. And then, no, but it would be lovely to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steph, for having me.
This episode brought us back to the beginning, the first guest, the first interview, the first leap into the story that shaped the heart of this podcast. Minjun's evolution shows up what pride looks like when it's lived fully and authentically. And that's exactly why this podcast exists, to help you embrace self love, strengthen self respect, and celebrate your truest LGBTQI plus identity with confidence and community. Thank you for being here and for walking this path with me. We're growing together, one step at a time. I'm always looking for inspiring guests for the podcast, and I would love to have you or someone you know share your journey with pride. The world needs your story. It has the power to change lives, and your voice matters. Please reach out and send me an email today. It is already time to say au revoir just for now. So please join me every Monday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the Together Moving Forward podcast and learn how to embrace your 2S LGBTQIA plus identity with confidence and pride. If you enjoy this podcast, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode on how to love and respect yourself. And if you found this episode useful, please share it with a friend or someone you know in our beautiful 2S LGBTQI plus community so you can help them embrace self-love. It might seem like a small gesture, but it truly makes a huge difference. Wherever you are from in the world, we are all connected. And remember, solidarity beats hate. The more we unite, the stronger we become. Because at the end of the day, we are all equally human and we all deserve the same rights. One last thing before I go, put your hand on your heart and repeat after me. You and me together. I am proud of who I am and my journey. Yes, I am proud of who I am and my journey. From shame, guilt, silence, and rejection to pride, freedom, healing, and love. Together moving forward. I truly appreciate you being here today and for sharing this beautiful journey of love and personal growth with me. See you real soon. Ciao. Subscribe now and share to uplift, empower, and make a real difference in our community.